Probably my biggest weakness is coffee. So this being Lent, I decided not to cut it out completely because that would just destroy me, but to decrease my intake of it. And throughout the day, during the times when I would normally have a cup of coffee, I would drink green tea instead. So the result is that I'm drinking like an ocean of green tea every day, which is probably not the purpose of giving something up. But anyhow, I've noticed something very interesting. Both green tea and coffee give you a boost because of the caffeine, but in very different ways. So I've noticed that green tea makes me feel like Superman, like calm, cool, collected, alert though, kind of like I got this, I got this sort of an attitude. Whereas coffee makes me feel like the Tasmanian devil from Looney Tunes, just like and trying to annihilate everything in my path. And the reason I bring this up is because I think it's an illustration of the type of zeal that Christ wants us to have for his truth and for his church. So instead of taking the Tasmanian devil approach to zeal, which mows down everyone and anything in your path, take the green tea approach, which applies the truth in prudent and therefore effective ways. I once heard a saying that goes like this: the truth is like a flame. And you can do two things with a flame. You can either enlighten someone with it, or you can torch someone with it. As Christians, we have the truth. We have the flame of truth. It's not an idea, it's a person, Jesus Christ. He says this about himself: I am the truth. And so our job is to communicate that truth with clarity and with charity so as to enlighten others and not torch them. Now, in today's gospel, Jesus appears as if he's taking the Tasmanian devil approach. He goes into the temple and starts knocking things over, chases out all the money changers. But Jesus was actually being quite calculated in what he was doing. You see, Jesus was acting in the place of a prophet. And the prophets in the Old Testament did some pretty strange things, like what Jesus did in the temple, to get people's attention and to communicate a specific message to them. So if you want to see an example of this, look at the prophet Ezekiel, who did some pretty strange and outlandish things to get the people's attention. And Jesus' witnesses, so the Pharisees, they knew that Jesus wasn't just being a random fanatic because they asked him the question, what sign can you give us for doing this? In other words, they knew Jesus wasn't committing just a random act of vandalism, but he was trying to communicate to them in the style of one of the ancient prophets. So again, when it comes to evangelizing and spreading the truth of Jesus, let's take the green tea approach to our zeal. In other words, let's not torch people or mow them over with the truth, but let's charitably and rationally enlighten them with it.